Hey guys, we're gonna get to work. We got a lot of parts. We're gonna drag some parts off the 68 inside for winter. My state right now, we're about 60-mile-an-hour winds and we got some snow on the ground. So we didn't meet our deadline to get it in the garage, but we got a lot of work to do. We're gonna work on the car. We're gonna work on getting parts off the other car, and we're gonna make sure we can get some work going this winter before it gets too cold. Hope you guys stay tuned. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to share this with your friends. Let's get to work. Alright guys, what we're going to do is we're going to put the back end of the car back together. In the video before this, we welded up all our tech hole screws because we had a ton of them. We had a lot of issues from the 8 or whatever years this car's been getting put together. So we're going to bring you guys for this because there's been a lot of stuff that I don't think any videos have really covered. And it's pretty self-explanatory stuff, but even I had to look it up. So it kind of made it a little annoying. So what we're going to do is bring you guys in for this. Bear with me, got you on a tripod here. So right here on the car, it's the top of the quarter, and this is going to be your extension right here. So right here, bring you guys down a little. Right here on this piece, you got this right here, and in quarter you got one as well. To get these in line, all you do, butt them right in there. And now in the line on the quarter and the line on here meet up. It's got the same edge reversed. Stick it on up there and it'll screw right together. So what we're going to do is screw this one together, guys. And yes, these are already screwed together for me. When you don't have them screwed together, just simply put a little clamp on there. Biggest thing while you're doing these, watch your fingers on the downside that are holding. I have put a screw through my finger. Nice and in place. So that's all there is to that little extension piece. Real nice look. We've got them painted up with epoxy primer from the video before as well. But this was one of the issues that we did get rid of right here. We just had holes and holes and holes, and all we did was re-weld them, grind them flat, and paint them again. So I'm going to bring you guys back when we actually have the tail panel ready to go in so I can actually show you guys that, okay? Alright guys, we're bringing you back. What we're doing real quick is attaching this lower valance piece, I believe what it's called, to the taillight panel. Now the set screws I'm using are just size 10 by 3/4 little guys. But when you use those, you actually go right back through with these, and then that fits the same hole so you don't have to drill them. Now I've got about everything you guys could think of for Clecos and metal prep tools for these, and I just prefer the little set screws and these. Because when you go through, you can get them with the tap. That's just your hold in for your initial stuff real quick. You can do it by yourself. You don't have to have 10 grips, drill it yourself. You can just put that screw right in, and then you can come back through with these when you know what holes are your exact fits. So it makes it real easy and real nice. No drilling holes, no holding panels, anything like that. But we're just going to go through and put the rest of these in. And the thing I like about these machine screws is I buy the Phillips and straight. just nice to have them. They can be a bit tricky when you get a bigger panel, but I wouldn't trade them for anything. But with every application, you have your use. Okay guys, we're gonna cut you out and bring you back in when we're actually putting this on the car. I'm just gonna set the rest of these two, and we'll bring you back for getting it on the car. Alright guys, we're gonna set this in. See what we did. We're going to bring you in for this one real quick. Screen here. Now this part right here is where we were messed up. There's a gap right here. Obviously there must be something to it. We had a no gap here and a big gap on the other side. So that's kind of why we decided to redo everything. And if you can see right here too, there's a decent gap in between this taillight panel and the quarter panel. And right here we can already tell we don't have the gap, because according to Chris Birdsong, you need 1 3/4 from about the top to a body line that you can see right on the taillight panel. We got way more than that right there. Let me take a look at the other side. The other side doesn't look so bad actually. So what we're gonna do real quick is figure out how we're going to clamp it here to here. Obviously I got a lot of metal down here, so it's kind of a pain, but we do have it hanging just like this. So let me take a break from you guys and I'll bring you back when we have more stuff to point out. But ultimately our goal is from deck lid corner to deck lid corner, about there, we need 54 inches and 1/8 to get a real good solid gap. So hey guys, we're back. Cut you off as I was trying to say I was going to put you down so I could actually get some measurements. Now a big thing with this is you have Chris Birdsong, who seems to be the charger king of this generation, and YouTube generation, we'll call it that. What he calls for, like I said, is 1 3/4 there, and 1 3/4 there, which we don't have it top to bottom. But it looks like we have it on the other corner there. So now we need to figure out exactly if we like it. If we like it there, we're going to put a bolt in. Like we got it on one corner, but I don't like it. What we're gonna do, see if this whole piece can come over a little bit. And the big thing is when you're measuring these, make sure you use the same tape measure over and over. Tape measures can be goofy. Okay, so we can move in on either direction. Right here we've got our 1 3/4. Relatively good. So we're gonna do it. We're going for it. we're gonna take that off, and what we're gonna do is make sure we're back where we wanted to be. See the body line. Painting it gray actually did kind of hurt me seeing the body line, so tip on that. Paint it black or don't paint it because you didn't put 1,000 holes in it. Okay, it's actually in a fairly good spot. So we pinched it. We're gonna check it again. We lost it and we pinched it. Got it back that time. So we're gonna tech screw it. We're gonna unpinch it. We're gonna go through and measure it again. And it looks good. We got 1 3/4, and we got a hard 1 3/4. It's a lot better. It's really good. Now, another thing that Chris says to do, if you guys will wait right here. So a big thing is Chris Birdsong's all about checking and rechecking everything. Now I can't put it in there because the quarter does have 3 little holes for this. This is the extension. But I can tell by putting it up that if I did hog out those holes, that I do believe this would fit the geometry here. And if it doesn't, what he says is right here on this pin. I'm gonna show you guys this. Just give me a second. We're gonna go through it again, but there's a little crease in the quarter that you can actually adjust to get a better feel and a better angle. But we look good, so I think we're gonna leave it there. But it fits and it has the correct angle of the dangle. So guys, we're gonna keep you guys rolling for this because it's really the amount of stuff we have to do. I want you guys to see it. Got those. Alright guys, so a thing we need to figure out before we get too far is this all gonna work the way it should? Now I'm gonna pick you guys up for this, bear with me. This is the issue I was having last go around is, that's actually smaller than it was last time, so hopefully we're on the right angle. The only issue I do see is this is still not butted up against there. So we're gonna come look at this one. It's smaller, so we need to figure out a way to bring that quarter over there this way to actually make that corner a little tighter and a little smaller. I'm hoping maybe we can just reverse the ratchet strap, because I know obviously you're pulling with one end and just dragging with the other, but over here I can already tell we're not gonna have a quarter or the 1 1/4, but that little style piece I was telling you where you can bend the quarter, it's right here. There's a little slit so you can actually kind of pull it up or pull it in, and then that body line extension will fit a lot better. But for now I'm gonna just have you guys rolling with me. We're at 7 minutes, but we're gonna keep going. I might set you down for a second to grab another ratchet strap, but we're gonna figure this out and how we're actually gonna get this placed a little better. So hope you guys follow along. I'm gonna put you down for 1 second to get a ratchet strap, and I'm gonna bring you back to the work. Alright guys, we actually went looking for a light. Couldn't find one, so I grabbed my headlamp. And we didn't do anything other than just rig up the other strap. So we have one pulling from each side, so it's not just a drag on one side and you have a click on the other. And honestly, I was gonna say it's looking really good. It's really good right here on the back part behind, but on the top it's pulling down just a wee bit. So we can fix it. Let's go to this side. And we're a little high, so we're gonna check that side one more time. Check this side. We are at 54 and roughly a quarter, so we just have to get this side up. So this whole part where it's pulling on needs to come up, but this side honestly looks really good right about here. So I'm gonna see if maybe we can jimmy this a little tighter. Check that again. Yeah, I like it right here on this corner. Right here where it's kind of pulling it down, we're gonna have to mess with a little bit, but right here, it's really nice, and I'm hoping this clamp will hold, because these other ones aren't gonna be big enough to get in there. And I'm not 100% if I want to put a screw in there yet, because I don't know how accurate that is at the moment. But it's good there, and it's good there. You know, let's put one in. Worst comes to worst, we take it off and we're welding it again. But I'm not too worried about that, to be honest. Because to quote DD Speed Shop, it's just metal, it's just a car. Don't overthink it. That's probably the best thing to take away from that guy, because he cuts up anything and it does not matter what it is. Love the guy, by the way. But he will cut up anything at any time. That guy does not have an issue with it because he can fix it. Alright, so now they're just hanging, they're just loose, they're just chilling. Let's clamp that back up. So it's at least kind of making the effort of it, it's holding. So either way, that's going to have to somehow come up. I'm not 100% of how we're going to do that though. But let's figure it out. So just hanging there, just hanging. Now let's go back and measure. Maybe we can grab a porta power in there. Lift it up. Now we lost a lot here when we took those straps off. We are down to a 45 and a quarter, so we have to come in almost a whole half. I can tell it's this side that's not really wanting to participate. Even though it is showing it's at what it wants to be at, I still don't like it. We got to figure this out, guys, and we got to get to it. This is starting to get depressing, but it's just part of body metal, part of working metal, hopefully. Hi guys, we're gonna run and get some tools and we're gonna bring you guys back. But this is really kicking my butt right now, so let's get it figured out. Let's get back to it, guys. Hi guys, we're back. Ran into some issues with the batteries, so another one of those moments where just lost a lot of what I needed and what I thought was recording. But this is what I'm talking about. So this taillight panel, right? This goes on the outside of the quarter. So the quarter is behind the taillight panel section here. Now this is something I had questioned because if you remember, this car had no rear end. They cut off the entire taillight section. And a big thing, here, let me put on my awesome light. Now a big thing with this is there's your 1.25 inch. So the body line, roughly right about there. You can see it better when it was black. So let's see if I can show you guys. So right there, 1.75 inch. 1.75 inch. So what ended up helping and doing a lot of the work right here actually was I grabbed the jacks, bottle jacks, piece of wood, and I got them as close as I could in here and just kind of lifted a little bit on the inside of the quarter panel. So right where the quarter comes, I didn't do it on the quarter itself, I did it right on this drip rail, but I just pushed it up a little snug, and then when I had the ratchet straps hooked to the vice grips on top, I had one on each side, and I ended up putting another vice grip next to it so they weren't pulling on the same. And all that did was help so it wasn't pulling down. So when I actually lifted them up and then pulled in on each other to get the proper angle, it's 54 right here to the other deck, 54 1/8. Perfect on the spot 1/8. So everything here and on the other side, as we can see, is now 1 3/4. Real hard measurement, really good. It's all 1 3/4 here, which made it perfect going across. So Birdsong, he was right. If you're off something, it's going to show. Right now I'm on, so that's perfect. Got what I need, got everything I need. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just take a quick break. I'm going to clean up some tools, put some stuff back, and then we're going to bring you guys back with whatever the next project we're going to be starting is. We've still got a lot to do, and we've got a lot that I want to get done, but I also want to get it done right. So we're going to keep taking our time, keep plugging away at this car little by little, and we're going to try not to put so many holes in this thing. And where there is holes, we're going to fix it because it makes doing everything harder. Now that I have these holes, I only have one set of holes. I took my time, did it right, got all the measurements before I did it this time, other than last time I was just putting stuff up and drilling holes. So we're doing it right, we're gonna keep doing it right. Come back to you guys when we got the next project going, okay? Stay tuned. Hey guys, we got our next project. What we're gonna do is fix on the quarter panel. We've got a little bit of a swoop, and when I had the deck light on, I noticed it. But as you guys can see, it's another weekend, and it's just, we just got through with a blizzard here, so it's really cold. The shop's kind of cold. We're double bundled up. Glad we got some face furry. But this is what we're gonna fix. I don't know as much as how much we're gonna bring you guys along for it, but I just want to show that I knew it was wrong. But right here, it's just got a really hard swoop, down, bevel, whatever you want to call it. It's really drastic over here, and when you come to the passenger side, it's not as bad. It's kind of just a nice gradual lift, but over here it's just real deep. So we need to get from the back side of this, and we need to hit it out. But I'm kind of wondering if I have to take the quarter panel off, or if I can get something in here and just kind of hit it. I'd almost rather take the whole quarter off, lay it kind of on the ground or as best I can, and hit it from the back, because then it's going to allow the metal to actually move with it. But we're going to, first what we're going to do before we do any of that is we've paint markered all the new spots we have, because we did get about 3 on this that aren't as good. So What we're going to do now is go on the back sides, and we're just going to mark those holes as well, so we can know exactly what we're doing, where we're doing it. And we're not going to bring you guys along for that, but in the next clip we'll see where we're going to bring you back. But we have to get this fixed. It's just a heck of a curve right there. This needs to come up right here. And I did notice it on the clip before. Someone's going to say they saw it and I didn't, but I did, and it's right here. I've still got to get that fixed. So we're going to take off at least the driver's side or try to beat it from the inside, see if we can get it to come up. But first we're going to mark our screw holes with our paint marker. Once I find out where I put it down, then I'm going to show you guys a cheap, nice set that I found on Amazon that you guys just might enjoy. They're kind of cheap, but they work excellent. Really good price. It beats going to a parts store and getting them for $5. But we'll bring you guys back when we get all that done and we get all that started, and then we're going to keep going from there. I really want to weld in the floor. I know I'm missing parts on the back. One thing I'm missing that I know I really need is the trunk latch support, so I can't even latch my trunk, which kind of makes it a bit of a pain. And on these support hinges, the little bolt that sticks off is actually broke on both sides, so I just have a nut, like a bolt in there and a nut. So we're gonna have some play, we're gonna have some wiggle room stuff we really can't get away from, but I can't find replacement bolts that come with that support, so we're gonna keep running these because I don't want to spend the $1,200 on some billet aluminum super nice ones. But we're gonna get to work. Stay along, stay tuned, and we'll just keep rolling on the car. Let's get back to it. Alright guys, we're back. We got a good fitment. Obviously we got some stuff we're gonna tweak, but it's a car, it's 50 years old. We didn't have a lot to start with, but we got big dreams. So we are going to weld in the trunk floor. The bottom of the trunk's painted, the frame rails are painted, the trunk extensions are gonna be still removable until we can figure out the whole rear end of the car, and the rear end's going to be the most work. We've messed with the tailpan a lot, but we have not messed with the corner valances. But we're going to jump in on this floor, and we're going to tack it up, get it ground down, and then I think we're going to paint it, because it's a lot easier right now to honestly throw a lot of paint in here. It'd be 10 times easier, so let's get to work, okay? We're going to bring you guys along for some of it, but we're also going to cut you out quite a bit of it. All I'm doing is making sure the floor is nice and butted up against it. So for that, I'm going to take this out. Now all I've did is I'm using self-tappers that I can also take off, and then I've got the same size just machine screw with a Phillips head and a bolt on the back, and all it does is allow you to suck it in just a little bit closer. lot of what I'm doing is probably not necessary. It's weld through primer on the rail, but all I'm doing is scraping it off with a pick, making sure that it's solid. Blow it out one more time. Make sure you got your protections. Turn the welder on. That's all we're doing, guys. We're gonna get the whole trunk. It's probably about 200 spot welds, so it's gonna take a day or two. But we're gonna catch you guys back. We're gonna let you watch this work, but we're gonna fast forward and get you guys through it, okay? Because you don't want to watch every single one of these. So stay tuned, guys. Definitely appreciate it. Alright guys, appreciate you guys following along. Trunk floor is officially in. It's not fully welded, but it ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna sand it, or I'm gonna grind it down. I'm gonna get it looking good. We're gonna bring you guys back somewhere around there. I don't know. We might paint this next video, but I think we'll wait till we get the fitment where we want it on everything else. But it's solid, it's hot. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let's keep the videos going. I definitely do this just so it helps me keep on track. So if anyone else is enjoying it, I do appreciate that you guys are enjoying it. But it also makes me get out here and actually work on the car. Plus, it's kind of nice to watch the work I've did and the progress I've made. So it's always fun, you guys. Thanks for following along. Hope you guys keep subscribed and keep watching. Have a good one.